Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lillian, and today I'm going to show you guys a step-by-step detailed makeup routine. So the other day I posted on YouTube Shorts, I did a little get ready with me while I was getting ready for the club, and my makeup lasted all night. When I tell you, from about 8 p.m. until 7 a.m. the next morning, 7:30, like 12 hours. So a few people asked me in the comments if I can do a detailed step-by-step tutorial of that look, so that's what I'm doing today. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you do, and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's just get straight into it. I'm going to start off with my skin. I know everyone says this, but it's so true. If your skin isn't prepped right, your makeup is gonna look so much worse. So make sure to do your skincare routine, make sure to moisturize your skin. Even if you have oily skin, make sure to moisturize your skin. Because if your skin isn't hydrated enough, it's going to create more oils and it's gonna make your skin even more oily, which is what you don't want, especially when wearing makeup. So I'm going to moisturize my skin using the Weleda Skin Food Light. I really like this moisturizer. It's very rich, which is why I prefer to use it in the winter time, but it works really well under makeup. So I already did my skincare, but I was straightening my hair and I was getting all hot, so I wiped it with some micellar water, and now I'm just applying this one. But ideally you want to do your skincare and finish off with a moisturizer or SPF if you're going out in the daytime. So just for a little background or disclaimer, I have combination skin, so I have a very oily T-zone. I sweat quite quickly as well when I'm going out, like clubbing and stuff. So I like to make sure that my makeup is fully sweat proof, party proof, everything proof. So this is what I do to achieve that. So if you have dry skin, this might not be the routine for you. But if you have normal skin, combination skin, or oily skin, then you can definitely do this routine. So once I've moisturized my face, I'm going in with a primer. I like to use this e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. It's a dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and I really like it. It gives you that sticky feeling, but not too sticky, because I don't like it too sticky. Look at this. And then I like to use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer on my nose, because I don't know what it is, but recently my nose, like the pores on my nose have been so big. I really need to get a facial done, probably before winter starts actually. So once I've done my skincare, once I've primed my skin, I'm going in with a powder first. So I'm going to use my Fenty setting powder in the shade Honey, but you can even use a normal translucent powder. Like I also have the one from Morphe, which is obviously way lighter, because you're going over it with foundation and all your base products anyway. And I just press this into my skin in my T-zone. So wherever you get oily, you want to press in the setting powder. I like to press it into my laugh lines as well, smile lines, whatever it's called. And then my forehead, in between my brows. And I put some in my brows as well, because my brows for some reason get really oily. And I also have hyperhidrosis, so I sweat quite quick. For some reason in my face, I sweat a lot in my brows and my upper lip. Not so much like my forehead or my neck even. It's really weird. Once that's all pressed in, you're gonna just brush off the excess. I really need to clean my brushes, please don't mind it. It's so bad because I used to get into the habit of washing them after every use almost. Like I hated using dirty brushes, but now washing them is just such a chore. I need to get that ISO Clean brush cleaner so I can just clean it after every use, because now I do it in the sink with like shampoo and all that stuff, and it's just so long. It takes ages. Anyways, the base is now prepped, and before I actually do my base, I'm gonna do my brows first. So I use any brow pencil for this. Today I'm using one by a Dutch brand, so you guys probably wouldn't know it, but it's from Hema. It's their eyebrow pencil in the shade 46 Brown. I'm not really too fussy with eyebrow pencils. As long as it does the job, it does the job. But the NYX one is also really good, their micro brow pencil. The only thing I don't like about it is that I run through it so quick. I just ended up buying them over and over again. Like I would get through one a month maybe, even though they're not expensive at all. For me, it's just the fact that I have to go into the store and get a new one every month. Like, that's just too much effort. But with these eyebrow pencils, they last a very long time, so I prefer these. Anyways, what I'm gonna do is brush my brows up, and please don't mind the shape of my brows right now. They're a mess. Like, I've been doing my brows by myself literally for over a year right now, just because I haven't found anyone in Birmingham before and now in Manchester that I can trust to do my brows. That's one. And second, I always just get my brows threaded. That's it. All these girls on Instagram, they do like brow laminations, brow tinting, all of that extra stuff, which, don't get me wrong, like, that's all great, but as you guys can see, I have very full brows of myself and I don't need all that stuff. All I want is a simple brow shaping using threading. That's all. Anyways, you guys did not ask for that whole background story, so let's get back to the point. Doing my brows. Gonna draw a line under. There we go. I don't do too much. I just fill them in and shape them a little bit. So again, I draw a line under and then draw a line on the top. Just remind yourself, brows are sisters, not twins, or maybe even cousins, because sometimes the brows are just not working and we just have to accept it. So I'm going to carve out my brows using some concealer. I'm using the Maybelline Instant Eraser Concealer in the shade number 10. I just like to put it on a palette like this, or like put it on the back of your hand or something like a flat surface, just so you can kind of spread it out and control the amount of concealer that you have on your brush. And then I start off between my brows. I think I went a bit too much under my eyebrow, but it's okay. And then I take a drop of my foundation, mix it with that concealer if you want, and do the top part. The reason I use foundation for the top part is because you want your brow bone and your eyelid to be a lighter shade so it's highlighted, but for your brains for your forehead, that's what it's called, English please, for your forehead you want it to be the same color as your foundation so that it doesn't look weird or ashy. And then you just blend it. You can use a brush if you like. I just use a beauty blender. And then last step for the brows is to apply some brow gel. I'm using the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. So I was going to do another Q&A for this video, but a lot of you asked for a detailed step-by-step tutorial of this makeup routine after the video that I posted on YouTube Shorts the other day of me getting ready for the club. So I thought I'd show you guys a more detailed step-by-step tutorial of it rather than me talking about other things and just being distracted. I just wanted to get into the techniques and the products that I'm using. So that's it for the brows. The brows could be better, but we'll accept it, because one thing with brows, don't try to do too much. Like, if it's not working, either start over completely, like take everything off and start over, or just accept it like I am doing right now, because once you start touching it too much and putting too much product and all of that stuff, it just gets messier and messier. Anyways, let's get into the base. So like I said, moisturize my face, prime my face, set my face with powder, and now we're going into the foundation. So today I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is by far my favorite foundation, but if you want something a bit more lightweight, less coverage, more like a skin booster almost, the e.l.f. what is this called, Halo Glow Liquid Filter foundation is really good. I love it for summer. Like, it's a very effortless look and it just looks like your skin but better. This shade is a little bit too dark for me. It's because I think the other shade is too light for me, so I'm gonna get that one as well and then mix the both. But I love the formula of this. I love how it feels on my skin, but I don't tend to use it if I'm gonna go clubbing, or if I'm gonna go like, if I need my makeup to last and I want a full coverage look. I'm not using this. I'm using my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is medium to full coverage. This is great for oily skin as well, because it's oil free, so you're not gonna look greasy at all. And it's just amazing. The coverage is great, the formula is great, it looks amazing on the skin. It kind of reminds me a little bit of this, but more coverage. So if you want to color correct, like let's say you have hyperpigmentation or anything like that, this would be the time to do it. So you just apply some orange corrector wherever you have dark spots or hyperpigmentation. I can't find mine right now, and to be honest, I haven't color corrected in maybe over a year. So all the looks that you've been seeing for the past year, I've not color corrected my face. So that's why I'm not too bothered about showing you guys. But if you want to color correct, this would be the time now. So let's get into the foundation. I'm gonna apply it directly to my face. I'm going to use this Morphe brush, their M439 brush. I really like this. I know I used to be like a beauty blender type of girl, but for foundation, I've really been liking using a foundation brush. I'm gonna spray that with some Morphe setting spray, and I'm also gonna spray my face with setting spray. That's gonna help you to get the long-lasting results as well. Make sure to spray in between every step. Anyways, let's do this. As you can see, I don't use too much foundation. Make sure to drag it down your neck so everything is blended. Your ears. I try not to apply too much to my upper lip because, like I said, I tend to sweat a lot on my upper lip and it kind of just takes the makeup off. So if you have any areas in your face where you sweat a lot, just try to apply as little product as possible. Obviously, you don't want there to be a big shade difference in between the different areas, but what you can do, for example, is once you've blended in everything else, you just use the leftover and apply it to that area. Once I've blended that in with the brush, I go over it with my beauty blender. It literally looks like my skin. It's super glowy. It gives like a satin finish almost. So for blush, I'm using the Refi cream blush in the shade Cherry. It's gorgeous. I always forget to use cream blush. Like, I always remember once I've set my face with powder that, oh god, I forgot to use the cream blush. And then obviously it's too late. So if you're gonna use cream blush, make sure to do it when you're still working with your liquids and creams. I like to do this before I do my concealer because it sometimes tends to like be a little bit overpowering, maybe, if that's the word. And then the concealer just kind of blends it in more. So once I've done the cream blush, I'm going to use some concealer for my under eyes. This is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer, their matte finish, in the shade Deep Caramel. I'm going to apply this under my eyes, in the corners, my chin, cupid's bow, jawline, forehead, and my nose. So this is what that looks like. Again, spray your face. This is also going to help blend the concealer better. And then you blend. So for the concealer, I like to use a beauty blender, and then I go over it with the foundation brush. Make sure to dab and not drag, because that will just leave marks. With the under eyes, you don't want to move too much. You just want to keep it in that place, and all you do is just tap it. So I don't take it down, I just keep it right there. I don't like to move the product. I do like to blend over my blush just with the leftover concealer that's on here, and on my eyelid as well. And then I just go over everything with the foundation brush, just making sure everything is blended. And then once you've done your concealer, you need to move pretty quick because you don't want to cause any creases. So I'm taking my Treatwell Powder Puff and I'm using the Morphe Translucent Setting Powder. So take some, tap it on the back of your hand and press it into your skin. So I don't bake, I just set my skin, and I find that that's enough. If you press it into your skin well enough, I don't really think you need to bake. And also I feel like baking sometimes makes me look a little bit ashy, so I tend to just set my face. And I'm really pressing it into my skin. I like to do my jawline just to kind of define that blush and to define my contour. So this is almost like reverse contouring. So I'm taking a lighter shade just to make this look darker and like I've actually contoured when I actually haven't. Once that's all done, I wipe off the excess with just any big brush that you have. Next step is bronzer. So this is actually why I don't use contour, because I find that using bronzer is good enough for me. I'm using the Benefit Hoola Toasted Bronzer. And as you can see, the blush is already giving me like a nice kind of snatched look. So I just use bronzer to bring the color back into my face, like the dimensions, because right now I look a little bit flat, and to kind of make me look a little bit sun-kissed. So I apply it around my forehead, like kind of into my hairline. And then I take a little bit on the sides of my nose. And I like to just put it on my eyelids. Kind of like eyeshadow. Like when I do this, I usually don't use eyeshadow. And then I also like to do my jawline. There we go, like that. Straight away it brings that color back into my face and it's making me look super snatched, which is what we want. And then I use some powder blush. This one is from MAC in the shade Pinch Me. When I tell you guys, it's kind of embarrassing, but I've literally had this since I was 18. I'm turning 25 this year in 2 months. 2 months? 3 months. That means I've had this for 7 years. It's still not finished. It's probably expired, but I feel like powder makeup products don't expire as quick. I feel like with liquids, you need to be a little bit careful because obviously the consistency can change, the formula can change, but I feel like with powder products, you're playing pretty safe. Unless it like smells, but this doesn't smell. And I sanitize my products from time to time. So I think that's why this one is still fine, but yeah. Just kind of assess it yourself. If it looks good to use, just use it. So I'm just going over the cream blush with this. Kind of like to apply a little bit to my nose, just to kind of give that like blushing effect. Okay, I'm going to do some eyeliner and apply some lashes, and then I'll be back to show you guys the final results. And there you have it, the final look. So I put on some eyeliner, did my lashes, and put on some lip gloss. That's it. I didn't do any eyeshadow because, like I said, today's video is all about the base, the makeup routine. But I actually forgot one less spray. But yeah, this is the base. Let's get into it. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see up close. This is the final look. As you can see, the base is flawless. It's really giving skin. If you follow this routine and use these products or similar products, I promise you, this will last. This can last a good 12 hours, honestly. So actually, last Monday, I went to Carnival and then we went out after. So I did my makeup on the bus at 1 p.m. I didn't get home until 4 a.m. and my makeup looked still the same, still good, nothing changed. And I was out in Carnival in the streets in the sun, and then we went out clubbing. I do have to say what really helped is the club had air conditioning, and it was the best because usually when clubs are really packed and it gets really hot and humid and sweaty and My base will still look good, but I will have a little bit of product moving around on my upper lip just because I sweat and then like I do this, but the rest of my face will still look flawless. Last Monday when I did my makeup at 1 p.m, went to Carnival, then went clubbing to an after party, got home around 4:30 I want to say. The club finished at 4. We got home at 4:30 or 5 and my makeup still looked the same. Like I could have slept in it and done another day with it, but I don't like sleeping in my makeup, which you also shouldn't do. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that this will definitely last you a very long time. It's sweat proof, party proof, everything proof, and as you can see, it's just really nice, very blended. It all blends seamlessly together and makes your skin look gorgeous. Doesn't look cakey, doesn't look like super powdery because I have an oily skin. So if you did this on dry skin, it might look patchy, it might look very matte and dry, but because I have oily combination skin, like the more I wear it, the more like my natural oils on my skin kind of blend with the makeup and it won't look as matte. But even now, like I don't think it looks very matte. I think it looks like just good. I think it's like a semi-matte finish. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you could learn a little bit from this step-by-step makeup routine. All the products will be linked in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I upload every Sunday, so if you turn on the notification bell, you'll get updated whenever I upload. And last but not least, follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Lillian's Egg Guy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I love you guys. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.